Hello and welcome, friends and family, gentle folks and everyone in between. Today I have something very special for you, and even though it might look like I'm just hanging around and doing nothing, I am actually working on my spinal mobility. To be precise, on decompressing my spine, meaning relaxing every single muscle in my back to pull every single vertebrae apart, to combat what people nowadays call gravity, because this ties directly into today's topic. I don't know if you've noticed, but you also have a spine, and I know something about you that most people don't even think about, and that is that you do not work on your spinal mobility and spinal health. Yeah, I'm looking right at you. I have been working at least a dozen gyms for almost a decade now, and seeing people work on their spinal mobility is a treat I almost never see, which is why I can guarantee that most of you do not, and today we're gonna change this, flip it around. Because believe it or not, working on your spinal mobility has a myriad of benefits, especially for people who have a very sedentary lifestyle, or even though they do a lot of sports, they still spend a lot of time sitting down, which can lead to a myriad of problems. So to keep my favorite movement enthusiasts and gym goers safe and healthy, I will help you out with a couple of exercises that are going to be very beneficial to your spine, and we're going to combine it with shoulder and hip mobility, because those 3 points are usually very much impacted with people who sit for long periods of time, who sleep on their side, or who do not have a mobility routine that focuses on all of those 3 points. So if you are ready, let's get right into it. So exercise number 1, really easy to replicate. We're gonna come to a wall and we're gonna press our entire arm against it actively. None of that relaxed shit. And we're gonna start rotating as far as possible. If possible, we wanna bring both shoulders to the wall and press both arms against it. Once we are done, we're gonna close the rotation again. So now we have a lot of lumbar rotation, meaning lower spinal rotation, and we have a nice little stretch in our hip flexors here and in our abdominals, which is very great because we're also strengthening our core. Very easy exercise, very easy to replicate, and this is the first one I would recommend starting with. Now, since we're already in a kneeling position, we can use this to move on to our second exercise. And instead of going through just a lumbar rotation, we will go into lateral spinal flexion by turning down and sideways up. If you can reach the ground with your fingertips, that would be amazing. Keep both arms straight, press your arms against the wall and reverse the whole movement. Now we're also strengthening our obliques. We're getting a nice stretch in the other side of our obliques and even in our latissimus, and we're strengthening our spinal erectors as well while working on our mobility. One bonus after another, you're absolutely welcome. And since we are still in the same position, now we can turn the whole thing around by bringing our chest towards the wall like so. Now this is already gonna be a little bit of a problem for some of you. It might be the chest mobility or the deltoid mobility. It might be the hip mobility, but it also might be the back mobility, and whatever it is, over time it's gonna get better. If you do not have the mobility to get very close to the wall, you can move a little bit further away. That should make it a little bit easier. But if you can, I want you to press your chest and both hands fully against the wall, keep them both extended, and we have some lateral flexion, again, this time with our chest towards the wall. And we're gonna go through multiple repetitions. You can either work time-based, meaning you can do a full minute per exercise. You can go for repetitions, count 1 to 8 reps, or however many you feel like doing. But I would suggest staying in the strength endurance range, meaning at the very least 12 reps And now we have our final exercise in the same starting position. For all the big brain people out there, we're gonna combine the 3 moves we just did together. Meaning we're gonna start out like so. Open up, rotate with your back towards the wall, flex your spine laterally forward as well, bring it to the middle, close it up, switch into chest to wall position and lateral flexion right side. Lateral flexion, left side, come back to the middle, repeat a couple of times, and close it up again, move to the other side. Now, you do not have to do every single exercise by itself if you are short on time, or if you do not feel like you need to do 15 to 20 minutes of spinal mobility every single day. That is totally fine. Take the combination exercise and do it for a couple of minutes. That should already help tremendously. And now that we've done a couple of exercises, you have earned the right to sit down. But we're not done yet, because we still have 2 more exercises to go, and then a bonus exercise that is gonna change your life, so stick with me. Exercise number 1 in the seated position. You've already seen it before. We're gonna bring our hands behind our head, and now we have a much longer range of motion when it comes to flexing laterally. All the way to the ground with your elbow if possible. If not, over time you are gonna get there, and try and keep your back and your arms in contact with the wall. Now I have to be careful with that because the mic is gonna pick up on all of those sounds, but for you it is actively press backwards and switch positions from the left side to the right side, and of course we're actively flexing our obliques. We're not just relaxed here, we are working with our musculature by flexing it actively. So let's go move on to the next exercise, which is going to start out in a cow position. From yoga, you've 100% seen this. We're going to do some switches between the cow pose or the cat pose, meaning we want to turn our hands outwards like so, which is going to turn our elbows backwards, which is going to help us activate our latissimus more. This is going to give us more activation in our back musculature, which converts to spinal mobility. And from here, we're going to turn inwards, which is going to give us more room to lengthen our shoulders, go into extreme or full spinal flexion, meaning the rounding of the back and switching it back to spinal extension. Now we're going to combine this with breathing in and breathing out. Now we recommend doing this exercise literally every single day if possible. As soon as you wake up, or even while you're still in bed, just go for a handful of rounds with deep belly breathing to mobilize and activate all of the musculature in your back while simultaneously working on spinal flexion and extension. And you have made it to the final exercise, which is, as promised, a life changer, which is going to be the passive hang. So the passive hang is, it's all in the name. You're basically just passively hanging on the bar, letting all of your joints, all of your muscles, tendons and ligaments decompress. Let gravity do the work. Now, first of all, you're going to get a lot stronger forearms and your grip strength is going to improve over time. But the better benefit of this one is truly the decompression, because you have no idea how amazing it feels when everything is just fully relaxed. Now, over time, you're going to be able to do the one-sided one, which is going to give you even more pull on the side you are holding on to, and then you can switch to the other side. And the most important part of this exercise is being able to relax. If you can't relax, you're going to be more in an active hang, which also has its benefits, but it's not what we are looking for. If you want to see the difference here, let's turn around. Here we have a complete passive hang. There is no tension whatsoever in my entire body, say for the forearms, because I need to hold on. And here is what a more active hang would look like. So both of them have their benefits, but I want you to fully relax and at some point do the left-sided one, relax, do the right-sided one, relax, let it get pulled apart, let gravity do the work, and once you're done, you can dismount because you are amazing. You did it so well, and I'm proud of you. So all of those exercises, if you don't have time to do all of them, if you don't have time to do it multiple times a week, just take the ones that you enjoy most and incorporate them into your mobility routine. However, I would advise at the very least, do all of them once a week. If you can do that, trust me, you're gonna notice amazing benefits. Sadly, however, that's all the time I have left for you today. If you like the video and subscribe because we have new videos every single day on this channel. Captain Cairo, peace out.